Alright, I'm back. Again, I know I have not been making much content lately. I am still looking for a lot of voice actors, and I do already. Oh my gosh. I have all the female characters done in terms of like when I need voice actors. Although, if you are a female and you are interested in singing, I do still need female singers because obviously in some of the songs I do need kind of a background choir. So if you are interested in that too, it would definitely help. But if you're also a female and you're like, I can pull off a male character, I would love to have you on the team because I still have a lot of male characters that I need VAs for. But again, anything helps. Now, on with the video. And oh yeah, and if you're a male actor, please, I need all the help I can get. And I will also consider hiring more animators for the show. But anyways, let me just get on with this. So this is a speed draw for one of the main characters in the show, Guinevere. She will be played by me. Listen, I know I'm already doing a lot of stuff. I'm coordinating this, and I'm also doing a lot of animation, but I still have, like, I still wanted to voice act because that was something I wanted to do for quite a while. I tried auditioning for multiple shows on YouTube, and all of them I failed for. So you're probably wondering, then why are you giving yourself the most important character? I mean, I don't know. I just saw myself in her, and I figured, yeah, I can probably do this. Also, Guinevere, the character I'm drawing right now, is not the most important character in the entire series. Obviously, it's Anastasia. Anyways, but back to what I was saying. So this is Guinevere, and I'm going to be telling you about her in this video. Okay, I noticed that there was, again, that annoying tapping sound in the background of the video, but I promise I have found a way to remove it for the show. But unfortunately, I cannot do it here in the platform I'm using. It's complicated, but anyways, I'm just going to get on to, my actual, oh my gosh, it's taking so long. Let me just get on with it. I might spoil a bit of the plot for the pilot and the general show, so just be aware of that. There are spoilers. So, if you're familiar with, Knights of the Round Table, or anything Arthurian related, then you know that obviously Guinevere is, well, she is the wife of King Arthur, but then she gets in that affair with Lancelot, and then, Camelot falls because of all the, oh my gosh, it's complicated. Congratulations, I spoiled some of that too. But in this show, it's slightly different because she's not directly supposed to be Guinevere, but she's kind of based off of her, if you know what I mean. But she is not, her. Oh my gosh. But if I had to describe her personality, I would say, so it's kind of complicated. She's she's definitely not in the adorable trope, but she's kind of she's very bright in some way, and she does kind of have this aesthetic at the same time where, she's just very colorful in some kind of way, but at the same time, she kind of has this rebellious side personality thing, and she also tries to look cool in some areas. But then at the same time, she's also all soon happy and everything. I wouldn't say she's I don't know. Oh my gosh. Her personality is just so complicated for me to explain. I know, I'm sorry. But I promise, she's not one of those annoying characters who's supposed to look like... Okay, remember that whole female empowerment thing that a lot of authors have been using, and therefore they've been using that trope a lot through storytelling, and especially in modern media? I promise Guinevere is not like that. I want to make that clear, because even I am sick of that trope. It is so annoying. I promise this character is not like that. I did want to mention that I'm also using a different voice tone when I will play her character. I will make that clear. She's not going to sound exactly like this. I promise. So, in our animated show called Anastasia, basically, in the pilot, so there is this, kind of world up above the sky, where like everything's supposed to be perfect and everything. It's not a theme park, but I mean there are theme parks in that world above the sky, but it's mostly like this perfect kingdom, and it's called June Time. Don't ask why I called it that. But then a lot of people also call it Kingdom of Fun for some reason. And in that world, there's a princess, right? Her name is Anastasia. I mean, that's really why the show is even called that. And she's an animatronic. And if you're thinking of FNAF, first of all, no. There are multiple animatronics in the world of June Time, but Anastasia's like one of the more like well-known ones, if you get what I mean. And a lot of them ended up running away from June Time because, well, this is set in the future, and they're able to have human brains and all that. So because they didn't like how they were actually being treated over there, they ended up running away because they were just treated like animatronics. And so Anastasia ends up being found by Guinevere, and when she finds Anastasia, she wants to like take her back to June Time at first and everything. But then when she realizes what actually happens over there, because she ends up going over there to see what they do with Anastasia, then she just realized this isn't right, and they kind of have to like stop them. I know it sounds weird at first, but I promise there is more. But basically, like, she just wants to like help them, because at first she wanted to go to June Time, but when she realizes what actually happens and then realizes that the animatronics can feel human emotions, she doesn't want them to be treated the way they are over there. And it's so complicated to explain. And then there's like so much more interesting lore that I actually put in the story, because then it's also related to, okay, so at the same time in the story, this also happens in the pilot episode, but Guinevere meets Arthur, and then later in the show, actually I want to put him in the pilot too, because, you know, it's interesting. I want to add this there, and I promise again they're not like the actual characters from the story, but I'm also going to include Lancelot because I really like him. When I designed his character, I just absolutely love his character design. It's so cute, and so, oh my gosh, I just want to introduce him already. But I did end up really liking his character. As a matter of fact, he's one of my favorites, and it would be really cool to introduce him in the pilot. And I'm still working on the script, so that's why I still haven't sent the VAs their scripts yet. I know it's been a while, but this is taking a long time. I want to like be able to introduce characters without introducing too many, because I know a lot of pilots end up doing that because it's a pilot episode, you know, it pulls people into the story. So I don't think he will make much of an introduction until like, you know, kind of towards the end, but you still get a lot of his appearance in like the beginning. But he doesn't meet Guinevere till, like, later. Oh my gosh, this is so complicated. But I promise, the pilot should not be this complicated when you watch it. If you plan on watching it, it may take a while for it to release. I will say that. That's why I have not been posting a lot of content lately, because I'm really working on that, and I also still have to work on the script. I do also want to say that Fate ends up playing a very important role in the story too, because, oh my gosh, this is going to spoil so much of the plot. Like, I don't want to spoil too much, because if I do say specifically what it is, you might roll your eyes at it, but at the same time, it's going to spoil so much, and I don't want to spoil too much. So, I'm just going to say, fate happens to affect a lot of the story. I'll just leave it at that. I won't tell you what it is, or what it is, because it's going to spoil too much. I'm sorry. But I did just want to, like, you know, talk about the character and some of the stuff that happens in the pilot. I know I did not talk too much about Gwen. I'm sorry, because there were just so many ways I could accidentally spoil the entire thing. And I just want to wait for the pilot to release, but I still want to post content and, you know, introduce the characters in some kind of way. I promise I will definitely be better at this when I introduce other characters. But there are some people who haven't seen the first video I made, so. But yeah, there is all that. Anyways, that's all for this video today. Yeah, we're still gonna continue working on the script and the pilot episode. This is so bad, but yeah. Bye. Oh, and here's the final drawing. Yeah. See you. Bye.